Rassie Erasmus has named his Springbok squad to take on the All Blacks at Eden Park with the big inclusions of Pieter-Steph du Toit, Siya Kolisi and Willie le Roux at fullback. The big question being, is the Springbok squad strong enough to beat the All Blacks, to break that Eden Park record? Before we get into it, let me know in the comments, what do you think of the squad? Do you like the changes that have been made? Who would you bring in? Who would you have changed out? What do you think of the squad? What do you think of the 5-3 split on the bench as well? Let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get into it. So the BOKS team is here, released later on in the week. Don't know if that's mind games, it's whatever it is, but the Springbok team is here. This is either going to be the team that breaks the Eden Park record or is just a part of that Eden Park record being taken to 51 games and not 50 games, that the All Blacks have been unbeaten there. This is the strongest team that is available for the Springboks, absolutely. We're just going to get straight into it. So, Ox in chair, Thomas du Toit, Malcolm Marx up front, Eben Etzebeth, Ruan Nortje at locks. Back row of Marco van Staden, Pieter-Steph du Toit, Siya Kolisi at 8, and Siya Kolisi is not captain. This is the first time in a very long time, I don't even know how long, that Siya Kolisi has started for the Springboks and he's not the captain. Very interesting decision there. Grant Williams, Andre Pollard, 9 and 10, then Damien Dallender, Jesse Creel in centres, Jesse Creel, captain. Back three of Kane Moody, Cheslin Colby and Willie le Roux. Bomb squad, Jan-Hendrik Wessels, Boan Venter, Wilco Louw, Lood de Jager, Kwagga Smith, Kobus Reinach, Sasha Feinberg, Mgulu and Ethan Hooker. Strong, very, very strong squad. Like I said, it is probably the strongest squad the Springboks can put up now that are healthy and ready to go. Very surprised with Siya Kolisi not being captain, Jesse Creel captain there. I don't know what the go is there. It can only be around, how long is he going to play in the game? He's coming off a bit of a knee injury, or he's probably carrying a little bit of a niggle going into the game. So he might only play the first 30 or 40 minutes and then bring Kwagga Smith on. Still very interesting there. And I'd love to, any of you stats boffins out there, I probably should have looked it up, but when last has Siya Kolisi started, since he's been the captain, when last has he started a game without being captain? That'll be an interesting little stat there. So up front, Ox in chair, Malcolm Marx, Thomas du Toit, that is scary. That is scary. That is a strong front row. They're coming up against Ethan de Groot, Cody Taylor, Fletcher Newell. Very, very strong. It'll be like for like. I'm probably tipping the Springboks at scrum time here for sure. And then you've got the bench of Jan-Hendrik Wessels, Boan Venter and Wilco Louw to come on in the back end of the game when the guys are a bit tired and to just put the nail into the coffin at scrum time. Saying that, they will come up against Tyrell Lomax, Tamaiti Williams, Samisoni Tokiaho. So that is a lovely battle later on in the game, but first up, that first scrum is going to be ruthless. Obviously, the Springboks will want to back themselves at scrum time. So looking forward to that test. Eben Etzebeth, Ruan Nortje at locks. I called that in my predicted team. I had that in there. Surprise, no RG Snyman. Not on the bench. Lood de Jager is on the bench. Wonder what the go is there. I thought he was great versus the Wallabies when he played. And especially off the bench, he brings you that extra punch, strong with ball in hand. But I guess that might be why, where Lood de Jager is also very strong with ball in hand and a fantastic lineout option. He's probably more reliable when carrying the ball into contact. RG Snyman, although he does sometimes get an offload through, a lot of the time loses the ball in contact, and you can't have that against the All Blacks. You want to be nailing those 1%ers, and losing the ball in contact, can't have that at all. Eben Etzebeth, enforcer, physical. It's going to be a physical battle. All Blacks lineout has been their strong point the past couple of games. Although they're not starting with Fabian Holland, they'll still have a strong lineout. And I think with this squad, Eben Etzebeth, Ruan Nortje is an absolute wizard at lineout time. Pieter-Steph du Toit is also a great lineout option. They'll look to disrupt the All Blacks lineout because All Blacks set so much of their attack play off their line out. So can Springboks disrupt it? And that'll go a long way in slowing the momentum down, in killing their attack play. And it'll go a long way in winning the game. If Springboks do so, it'll be targeting the All Blacks line out. Back row, this is a massive battle. So you've got Marco van Staden, Peter Steph du Toit, Siya Kolisi. Very interesting spread of the back row here. So Marco van Staden, Peter Steph du Toit, yes, have them in there. Siya Kolisi, is he fit? Is he ready to go? Obviously, they're not going to just play someone if he's not fit and ready to go. And he can't give the Springboks what he needs to give them for however long they're planning on playing him. So I'm sure he's ready to go. And when it comes to the big game, Siya Kolisi loves us. I'm looking that battle between Kolisi and Wallace Atiti, that'll be great. But Peter Steph du Toit coming up against Ardie Savia in the week leading up to this game, I put out a video of that matchup. And oh man, that's two of the absolute best at 7 going at it. I can't wait for that. Peter Steph du Toit coming off the back of concussion. Hopefully obviously he'd be ready to go. They won't pick him if he's not, but he loves playing against the All Blacks. I'll bring it back to that 2023 Rugby World Cup final. I think he 28 tackles in that game. He'll need to put in a shift like that if the Springboks are going to go all the way in this game. Marco van Staden breakdown is going to be a massive point of a winning point or a losing point in this game. Are you going to secure your own ball? Can you win your own ball as well? And can you disrupt the opposition's ball? Marco van Staden will be looking to disrupt All Blacks ball for sure. 9 and 10, Grant Williams, Handré Pollard. This is the 9 and 10 for the Bokke. I did say a couple weeks ago that I thought Lebok and Grant Williams might be the 9 and 10 moving forward, but after the displays that they had, not the best. I thought Handré Pollard was fantastic when he played versus the Wallabies. Shows how important just a cool, calm and collected 10 is, kicking well out of hand, kicking well off the tee. And you know what you're going to get from Pollies. Grant Williams growing into that number 9 jersey for the Bokke, fast off the base of the ruck. That's something that All Blacks will have to look at if there's any little disruption in that defensive line. If one guy's pushing out too far, Grant Williams is going to snipe that for sure. Centers, Damien Dallander, Jesse Creel. This is the best center pairing the Springboks have ever had. They've tried and trusted. You know what you're getting from them, and they'll be super important for the Boks in this game, especially Damien Dallander, I feel like. Someone that underrated for the Springboks, and while he is rated highly by his peers, by his players, I don't think he's rated enough. What he does for the Bokke first phase, getting over that vantage line, underrated. Distribution, underrated. He's probably got the best pass in the back line. Defensively, so strong. Makes his one-on-one tackles, and not just making them, stops you in your tracks, takes you back, stops you from getting over that vantage line. Jesse Creel defensively for the Springboks, also super important. How he defends one-on-one, his position, and the guys coming around the corner. I've always said this, 13 is the hardest position to defend in. You've got your man, you've got the blind winger coming around the corner, you've got the fullback coming into the line, and you've got the winger to look out for. Very difficult position to defend in, and Jesse Creel is just, I think, every game getting better and better, knowing when to rush out, knowing when to hold his man, knowing when to drift out, doing really well in that regard. And those two together, super important for the Bokke defensively. The back three, Kane Moody, Cheslin Colby, Willie Leroux. I think the big one here is Willie Leroux. Communication-wise, outstanding. What he does also defensively, covering that backfield, not the fastest player, not the most X factor, but just nails his role at what you need to do to be a fullback, to be a world-class fullback, covering space out back. You got the guys kicking the ball, or you've got the best players in the world kicking the ball at you, whether it's up in the air or trying to find grass. And the way Willie Leroux just anticipates where the ball's going to be, covers it, and then executes what he needs to do from there. really, really good. Kane Moody needs to have a big game here. Needs to step up massively from his game versus the Wallabies. It'll be a target for the Springboks. They'll be kicking and looking to get that ball back. And Kane Moody and Cheslin Colby will be going up and attacking those balls. They'll have to lift it. Not necessarily, you know what you're getting from Cheslin Colby, but Kane Moody, this is a big game for him here. And then you're looking at the bench. So I've spoken on the front row. Louis de Jager, I've also touched on him a bit. Kwagga Smith coming on. I'm looking to him to get a lot of minutes coming on in that back end of the game, or might be a lot earlier than expected because we don't know how long Siya Kolisi is going to play. His matchup, Kwagga Smith's matchup with Duplessis Karifi is going to be, that's tasty. I said it in the All Blacks squad video, but can Rassie and Razor, can we get Kwagga Smith and Duplessis Karifi coming on at the same time? We want that matchup. We want them coming on at the same time. Absolute dogs going at it. Give us that. Then we've got Kobus Reinach covering 9, Sasha Feinberg Ngumuzulu covering 10 and fullback. And then you've got Ethan Hooker, who I'm really excited for here, covering centre and wing. He's only played, I think, 1 game for the Springboks, been outstanding for the Sharks. Bring him on. What a game to sit on your bench and make your second cap or your second test for your country. Look to him to come on in that last 20, maybe 30 minutes, 20 minutes at wing or centre and just bring the energy. Sasha Feinberg he might come on later in the game at fullback. I don't see Handré Pollard getting subbed. Unless injured, Handré Pollard will play the full 80 minutes. I could see someone like Willie Leroux potentially getting subbed for a Sasha Feinberg Ngumuzulu. It's going to be a test. It is the big one. I see the Springbok side being strong enough to beat the All Blacks and to break that record. I'm going Springboks by 5 points in an absolute, the game of the year, the game of the past 2 years, the game of the bloody, since that World Cup final. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Hit the subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye.